think you guys are right there. Hi. I don't do this face-to-face stuff a lot, so this, it may look funny. But then again, I look funny, so it's okay. It's okay. Well, it's been an eventful morning for me, ladies. So much fun. I was supposed to have my MRI today, and got up, went there, and keep in mind the hospital, it's the hospital I used to work at, actually, where I was going to have it, and so we had to be there super early, 35 minutes away, and we did it. We got there. My husband went with me, because when they stick me in one of those machines, they have to put me out, because I'm not going in otherwise. If you don't knock me out, I'm not going in there. So we have to get there early so they can get the sedation and all that stuff running. Well, I get there and they're all like, looking at their computers, and I know from doing that for years, that's not good. So I'm like, what's wrong? And apparently the whole schedule got messed up. I was scheduled for 9 o'clock, but they told me 10 o'clock. The nurse that called me the day before, they have to do all the intake questions and stuff, or a couple of days before, and told me to make sure that my appointment's at 10, so make sure I'm there by 8:30. We did that. But in the computer, my appointment was at 9, and I was supposed to be there at 7:45. We didn't do that. Then when we got into the room to do, they went ahead and took me back, because they were just going to hurry up, they were flustered, but they were going to do it. Then she was like, okay, you haven't had anything to eat or drink this morning, right? And I was like, yes. I had my coffee. Did you have cream? Like, oh yeah, I had cream. So that was a no-no. And I should have known that from years of doing that. I should have known that, but my brain doesn't work anymore. So, and the young lady that called me to do all my prep and intake information and everything, she didn't say anything about no food or drink. So I was just like, so we had to reschedule it. When all is said and done, we had to reschedule it. And apparently the young lady that had called me and gave me all the incorrect information, she was new. So I was like, please don't be mean to her, because I used to be in her situation. I know what it's like. Don't stress her out. It's okay. But yeah. I drove all the way back home. My husband went to bed because he works tonight. I was like, I'm going to make a video. On what? I don't know. But I got to do it. I want to do it fast, because last time it was way too long, and it ended up being so long that it wouldn't upload, and then I had to trim a bunch off, so there's not even an ending to it. Not even me saying, bye, love you, see you later. Nothing. Just right down the middle. Apologize. So all I'm going to do is read my Bible. Do my devotion with you. How about that? We'll do that. And we're going to be looking at, I haven't even read the whole thing yet. It's going to be the first time me and you together are going to be reading it. It's called Sharing in the Comfort. And the verse is Isaiah 7, verse 14. It says, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. See, the virgin will conceive, have a son, and name him Emmanuel. Ready? So here's the nice little devotion that goes with it. There are days that define you, days that make you a different person. Sometimes shifts or shatters, and life is never the same. There's no going back to who you were before. Ain't that the truth? Let's say, in late August, I felt like I was watching someone else's life as the tears rolled down my cheeks onto the examination table. So this is what it feels like. It was supposed to have been a simple blood pressure check. I was pregnant with our 4th baby, and this was all familiar to me, so I had come along. Alone. Excuse me, not long, alone. Oh, I'll read that one again for you. I was pregnant with our 4th baby, so this was all familiar to me, so I had come along. But they had trouble finding the baby's heartbeat. Okay, I didn't know this was going to be this emotional. Let's go now, the doctor said, not making eye contact. I prayed as we walked through the hall to the dimly lit ultrasound room. Jesus, even if he's gone, you can make him come back. I know you can. You can do anything. But here was our baby on the screen with no heartbeat. Whew. The next day, as the sun went down, He came into the world, and we named him Emmanuel, God with us, because we never wanted to forget that this was true, no matter how we felt. It still amazes me how the Lord showed up in sunflowers from a friend, dropped off dinners and hugs when there were no words. He comforted through his word, through music, through friends and family who had already walked that road, and even through a pastoral visit I didn't think I wanted. The waves of grief were oddly matched by waves of love and empathy and warmth. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 1:3-11 that God comforts us all in all our afflictions so that we can comfort others, not only in the same affliction, but in any kind of affliction. Suffering makes us different people because we receive comfort from God that overflows to others. Comfort that we didn't have to give as the people we were before. For the first time, 32 years of my life, I walked around knowing very little about how to offer comfort to anyone. But since I have experienced pain and grief mixed with an overwhelming sense of being held up and cared for, I can't let others walk through suffering without extending that to them. There's a bit of a catch, I believe. We get to choose what we're going to do with suffering and with the comfort we receive. Sometimes we want to stuff that pain inside. Sometimes we want to hold the comfort at arm's length. Don't waste it. In this banged up world, aren't we banged up? We can't escape suffering. But my hope for you is firm, sisters. Whatever suffering you walk through, you will share in the comfort God gives. That's a promise. I didn't know that one was going to be so sad. Anytime you start talking about babies and losing babies, my heart breaks, because if any of you have watched me for a long time, you know that's where my heart is, with babies and, young women and things like that. But we can still get a lot from that, whether you have or have not walked through the pain of losing a child. Being able to walk through any kind of pain and suffering, if you go through it the right way, if you go through it God's way, which means you go through it leaning on Him, and like she said, receiving the comfort He gives, even when it's sent through others. And if you're like me, I know when I'm very upset, I just confine myself, because that's just who I am. But thank goodness I have learned to take those times to the Lord and not just lay there and let them, get infected and blow up into this big, huge, wound that can't be healed so easily. So we got a lot of stuff going on in our country, a lot of stuff going on in our world, like no time ever before. I personally do not believe we're ever going to go back to what we once were. And I think that's a good example. Once you've gone through a lot of suffering for what, in one form or fashion, you never are going to be that person that you were before. I think the same is true for our country right now. We are going through a lot of stuff. And I think, based on what I know of God's Word, can God redeem it all? Absolutely. Will He? Not necessarily. Because we're running right there parallel with that prophetic word that God gives us, saying, you will see these things before the Son of Man returns. I think we're very close to the Son of Man returning, and that is Jesus. And I think all of the craziness you see in our world is just testimony to that. To which I say, even so, come Lord Jesus. I'm ready. I'm ready to shed this old body and this thing that hurts all the time, and finds one thing after the other to go wrong. If it's not one thing, it is another. Found out the other day at my regular doctor visit that I am pre-diabetic. I hate that so much. But I told her I wasn't surprised, because over the past few months, my greatest source of comfort has been ice cream. So, but I always argue with my husband, because he is type 2 diabetic, and he's like, you shouldn't be having that. I'm like, it's fine if I have it. You're the one's diabetic, not me. I don't get to say that no more. So, I've got to, thing about it is it's not so high that I can't reverse it. So I'm going to do my best. My coffee's going to be the hard thing. My coffee and sweet tea. Can't give those up totally. But I've been eating tons of sweets. I have been, for some reason, I've just been craving sweets all the time. And I think it's some of my medication. Because I was never a sugary snack kind of girl. I always liked my potato chips and Doritos and stuff like that. And I don't even want those anymore. I just want sweets all the time. And like I said, one of my medications I found out actually makes your body crave sweets, along with giving you brain damage in the long term. So, yeah. It ain't gonna get no better. It ain't gonna get no better, so I just play with my planners and talk to Jesus. And, it's the best thing you can do. Well, you may play with something else, I don't know, but my thing's my planners. Which, by the way, I want to tell you, I'm just going to show you this really quick, then I'm going to get off of here so that I can actually upload this video. I decided, I was somewhat disappointed in my Gillio planner. This one right here. That one. Color and leather, I love. Perfect color. I just think that's so beautiful. But the size is so teeny tiny. Compared to my vendor specs, especially, where the leather's just sumptuous and much. It's this one, I measured it last night, and it is almost exact same size as this is supposed to be this is what they call their medium companion, and it's supposed to be the same size basically as a personal size. It's almost the exact same size as my A6 vendor spec. I was just like, are you kidding me? Except it's not as wide. If you know anything about planner sizes, A6, they're a little bit more wider than this, but it's supposed to be shorter. Well, this one is almost as tall, but it's supposed to be... Apparently the mistake is that Gillio only makes their medium companion planners to fit a 25-inch ring, and they gave me the option to get a 30 or something. Oh yeah, 30 would be much better. But when you get a 30-inch ring, you can't put tabs and things in there because unless you don't mind them hanging out, which I do. It's a pet peeve. So I went in and I trimmed all of my medium-sized planner inserts, and I even handmade some on Canva that would fit it and made it. And I am using this as a wallet. Oops. There's all my cards, my credit cards, my driver's license, and everything. So I'm using it as a wallet because I was going to sell it. I even had it up for sale for a few days, but I took it down because this color is just so beautiful to me, guys. I love it so much. And I've already got all my purple inserts made for it and everything. And I just don't want to give it up. So, like I said, my favorite size is a personal wide. That is the Goldilocks size for me. So I am going to, which I have a Motrin that I love. That's the personal wide. And that is my main planner. It's the one I use for everything more than anything else. And I love my little A6, but it's the vendor spec Parm, and it's just this beautiful pale pink, and I'm scared to death to put it in my purse because I take a lot of makeup in my purse, and I'm scared to death something will get on it. But this one, I'm not so frightened about that, even though it costs more. The leather, if you can see, it's already got a really nice patina on it. Look at that. It's already real shiny and pretty, and I think it will repel any stuff, better than my vendor spec will. So that's the one I'm taking as a wallet. That one. So that's just a quick little update on that. I'll do a flip through in another video down the road. I do have a little Motrin coming that I plan on using as a wallet. So it's a pocket size, and it's lavender too. It's just lavender, pebble leather. So we'll see. I may not, now that I've decided to do this. So we'll just have to see. But when I get it, I'll do an unboxing, but it's coming from AliExpress, so who knows? Who knows when that's going to be. AliExpress is not known for their speedy deliveries. But, yeah. So there's that. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys today. Just want to come on here and say hi. And this time I can say bye, hopefully, so this thing won't upload. You have to forgive my hair. Haven't done anything to it in quite a while. I went and had it cut off the other day. It was like way down to here in a big giant buzz ball. Just poof, you know, like cotton candy exploded all over my head and then turned doo-doo brown. Okay, guys. I love you so much. Please like and subscribe to this video and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know when I'm on here. I'm trying to get on here more frequently than I was. I was just doing it for 5-6 days, and I'm like, that's not enough. So I'm trying to step up my game a little bit. And share me with people if you think they'll, you know, enjoy me. Leave me a comment. That always helps YouTube know you are enjoying what you see. That like is very important. Those comments are very important because that means YouTube throws you in their algorithm a little bit more and suggests you to other people. And, you know, so that's how you help your YouTubers out. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for spending some time with me. I'll see you later.